Imbibe. Pour. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Genius Brain. I am your host, Joe Jitsukawa.
And I am your co-host, David. So, today we also have another guest because this is him just recording through the second one. Nick, the motherfucking ear dumb.
Nick's like almost like an official, like he's been in like a fuck ton of episodes now.
I know.
My last name is Dunn, not dumb.
Dumb.
Oh,
No, you're
Nick the
saying
dumb
it.
guy?
Dumb.
It's N. It's 2 N's.
M and B?
No, I don't think you're listening to me.
All right, I got it. Dumb. Nick dumb. Dumb.
Dun. Okay.
It's dumb.
Hey, what's done? Is that Vietnamese?
That's Irish.
Why are you so
Straight up.
Irish?
Yeah,
Well, my
explain
dad-
that, you fucking deceiver.
Hey, man. So
What
rude.
kind of Asian are you?
When my dad immigrated here from Taiwan, they just
Did he
heard his
get-
name and they
oh,
were
they're
like,
Taiwanese?
it's going to be Dunn.
So what's
And
it
they just
originally?
changed it. I think it's supposed to be like Din or something like that. It could be anything, apparently.
I was fooled because when I originally called him up to train me, I thought it was gonna be some fucking white guy or something, and then I saw this little Asian guy with big ass ears. He goes, "Hi, I'm Nick Dunn." I was like, "Fucking deceiver, dude! You deceived me so bad."
Another one.
You
Another
stereotyped
one.
them like, oh, you ain't gonna teach me shit.
I was like, "What are you gonna fucking teach me? The bow staff? You fucking
You're going to teach me.
You have the little
Nunchucks.
the little red thing on the spear and just spin it around."
It's like, I'm not here for wushu classes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just internally racist. Yo, well, we're gonna get. Well, actually, I'm gonna have to look a little bit of this up. But did you guys hear the shit? I guess you know how a lot of athletics are getting into being a little more inclusive. So in terms of body type.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
You know, because when we were growing up, when we all the stuff that we saw when it came to sports and athletics or whatever that it was only
Big black guy.
big black guy, strong white guy, buff, skinny, buff, skinny, buff, skinny. But for example, like when you go into Target now, when I went to Target not too long ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago, I saw, I guess the word would be plus size, like plus size mannequins, right? And I never saw that shit growing up, but you see that everywhere now. And I'm not making a statement about it. I'm just saying like this is what
David
I see.
hates them. He says they're gross.
Oh yeah, that's exactly.
Off air.
You know what I
He
hate?
said that.
I would hate shit like this when I, you know, I'm still a big guy now, but when I was bigger, I would see clothing on a mannequin and I'm like, that looks great. And then I put it on myself. I was like, this shit looks terrible. It only looks good on a skinnier mannequin. But nowadays people are being pretty inclusive. But there was a lady who wrote this article about, so Nike kind of had a campaign where they're being inclusive.
Because they want to make more money.
Yeah, it's
It's a marketing tool, dude.
It's a marketing tool and it's a business tool. And she kind of, I believe she's a writer for the Huffington Post. And she kind of just went on this tirade where she was saying how stupid it is how Nike is just basically promoting obesity. And she got a lot of flack for it. And I guess like what people are saying with that is that, you know, how is that promoting obesity? They're just trying to add like diversity within their brand.
I just see if Nike comes out with athletic shit for fat people, that just means that they're promoting them to lose weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're promoting
Because
to
it's
get
like,
active.
well, you don't think fat people want to look good while they fucking walk around the block or bike or
Yeah.
whatever? Like they, you know, in athleisure too, it's just fashion now.
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
there's people that don't even work out that wear like tights and shorts and sneakers and whatever. Like
That's me, dude. I don't even work out and I wear all that shit.
Yeah, it's weird because I don't know, because you know what I find it very odd is, number one, what the fuck is your deal?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why is it that important to you?
Who cares?
Because you're promoting obesity. Well, actually, the funny thing is, fat people are probably the ones who need the athletic clothes the fucking most.
Yeah.
We need it the most. Like we're the ones trying to lose weight, you bitch.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
the number one reason that's stopping larger people from working out is they don't have athletic wear.
Exactly.
well, yeah, because when you're at the
That's
gym,
number one reason.
Yeah.
there's a psychology behind it too. Like when you're at the gym and you're
Yeah.
wearing this raggedy ass t-shirt and some fucking nasty ass like gym clothes, like how back in the day, like that's what you wore, gym clothes, like literally old clothes, right? And then you see other people now looking good, and now you don't want to go to the gym because
Yeah,
you don't
that's
look
so
good,
true.
right?
That's so true.
So then big people, I feel like they would want something so they look fresh. And also like when you take care of yourself fashion wise, you start wanting to take care of your body too.
Yeah.
It goes hand in hand. Because
why wouldn't you market that to that demographic?
man, make it for everyone.
Yeah.
and I don't know what's wrong with this fucker. Like,
I don't know.
what's wrong?
Cause problems,
Why the
dude.
fuck why the fuck is she saying like, oh my god, it promotes this? Like nobody's. That's some weird shit, dude.
People
How
trying to be
can you
white
say
knights,
it's,
dude.
it's like, yeah,
It's
you're
not,
promoting
it's not
that.
Huffington Post. It's Telegraph. It's a UK or British. I was like,
they're hella,
that's why,
they're all
dude.
fucking sensitive.
yeah. I was like, so I mean, let's just use some of the words that she used. She said that. So this is from People magazine, but they're kind of paraphrasing what she's saying. She goes, so representation matters, which is why celebrities like Jamila Jamil and Iskra Lawrence are speaking out in support of Nike after the sportswear company unveiled curvy mannequins at their London store. And a British writer from Telegraph wrote a body shaming column calling them immense and gargantuan. God damn, dude, gargantuan.
Damn.
It's not even gargantuan. This is what people look like.
Yeah.
Dude. People look like this.
She sounds
Especially in America.
She
Yeah.
sounds like she has a problem with her own shit.
Yeah.
She probably has like what do you call it? That body
Dysmorphia?
Yeah, dysmorphia shit.
Yeah.
And man, that's such a twisted way to look at shit.
Yeah, never have I ever walked by a fucking plus size mannequin and been like, "This is fat shaming. This is not okay." It's like, dude, this is what people look like.
I think what this asshole's doing is fat shaming.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, fat people shouldn't even have gym clothes.
Well, her name
Like,
is-
what? What the fuck?
Her name is Tanya Gold. So on the People, so while most celebrated the new mannequins, Tanya Gold, a columnist for the UK newspaper The Telegraph, wrote on Sunday that she fears the war on obesity is lost because the company is promoting larger sizes. And kind of what Nike wrote is to celebrate the diversity and inclusivity of sport, the space will not just celebrate local elite and grassroots athletes through visual content, but also show Nike plus size and parasport mannequins for the first time on a retail space. And that's what Nike wrote in their press release. And her response was, the mannequins are gargantuan. She is in every, so when this is her describing the mannequins, she is in every measure obese and she is not readying herself for a run in her shiny Nike gear. She cannot run. She is more likely pre-diabetic and on her way to a hip replacement. Damn.
Wow.
That's fucked up.
That's
But what's the logic there? Like, why does that? Why is she going all the way?
If I could tap into this bitch's mind,
do it, Joe, get him.
I think what she's afraid of is people feeling like they did enough. So like, let's say
Yeah.
what she's afraid of is like, okay, this person obviously, it's like she's afraid of ego fluffing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this person wears these athletic clothes and they think they're fit when they're not. And it's like that, dude, it's not even up to you. But I can tap into these kind of weird people only because of social media and how much comments we have to deal with. And over the years, I understand a lot of different mind states.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a self-righteous place, right? And a
Yeah,
lot
very
of
self-righteous.
Yep.
a lot of people like they just get outraged and angry about what other people are doing because they go, "That's not how you're supposed to do it." I think
Yeah.
it comes from that piece, that kind of head.
That's exactly what it
Yeah,
sounds
and
like.
like if it's like so, there's only one way to look at the world for these people, and it's only their way. They can't see it any other option. And what I think in her perspective, it's basically if you let these fat people be comfortable, they'll never want to change. That's what this bitch is probably.
So she
saying.
wants to fat shame people more.
I mean, she's kind of like alluding to the fact that she's saying people in today's society are normalizing obesity as if it's okay. And I think that she completely missed the point of this Nike campaign.
Yeah.
I don't think Nike is saying, or any other sports company, or even any general clothing like Target is saying that it's completely healthy to be big. That's not their thing. And number one, on a business aspect, it's really not their thing either. They're being inclusive because number one, it sells because there are big people in this world.
and now they want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that, too, big people need fucking clothes, too.
Yeah.
So, it's not, I don't think it adversely promotes, it's not like secondhand smoke. It's not
Yeah.
promoting obesity. And by the way, just like I said before, big people need athletic clothes
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, what does she expect? Like big people to get bed sheets and wrap that around themselves and go to the gym? Like, what are they gonna wear?
That's not dry fit. That's not
Yeah,
dry
I know.
fit.
Like
That would
they
never
need
work out.
sports bras. They
Yeah.
what if today they decide to change their lives and they want to walk around and then they're like, well, I don't have any athletic clothes and I feel weird, like because all I have are dresses or whatever, right? Like why like Nike's actually promoting it because then they're creating a space
But
where
let's get you started.
I'm sure
Exactly.
Nike did their homework and they found that there's a market for that because I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of bigger people that have been wanting to work out or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And they may not feel comfortable, like you said.
Yeah.
They want to have some clothes they could train in.
Hello, everybody. This podcast is brought to you by Purple, my friends. That's Purple. Now, if I haven't mentioned this before, I'm going to say it again. I loves me my Purple mattress. I woke up in pain from my stiff mattress because nobody told me about Purple. Nobody told me about the amazing technology that Purple has, that it can keep me cool, that it can be both firm and soft at the same time. And that's what a Purple mattress is. And that's why I love it. The Purple mattress will probably feel different than anything you've ever experienced because it uses this brand new material that was developed by an actual rocket scientist. It was not like the memory foam that I'm used to, or even you're used to, my friends. The Purple material feels very unique because it's both firm and soft at the same time, so it keeps everything supported while still feeling really comfortable. Plus, it's breathable, so it sleeps cool. Very important for me. I'm a sweaty man. I need to sleep cool. 100-night risk-free trial. If you're not fully satisfied, you can return your mattress for a full refund, backed by a 10-year warranty, free shipping and returns, free in-home setup, and old mattress removal. Wow. You're going to love Purple. And right now, my listeners will get a free Purple pillow with the purchase of mattress. That's in addition to the great free gifts they're offering site-wide. Just text BRAIN to 84-888. The only way to get this free pillow is to text BRAIN to 84-888. That's BRAIN 284-888. That's 2 as in TO 284-888. Message and data rates may apply. This podcast was brought to you by wireless earbuds from Raycon. Now, if you've never had any form of wireless earbuds, specifically these Raycon E50s, son, I'm going to tell you this right now, you're in for a treat. Number one, very easy to use, great battery life, and on top of that, they look really dope. Super cool. I love them. I use them all the time, specifically when I go on my walks and I'm working out, or even beyond that, if I just want to listen to music in bed. Because sometimes when you're listening to music in bed and you wake up, all the wires are tangled. You don't need to mess with any of that with wireless earbuds. Raycon earbuds start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and they sound amazing because you know these things get pricey, but I'm telling you, Raycon is super affordable. I love them to death. Raycon's E50 wireless earbuds have totally changed the game. They're super comfortable and they're pretty much easy to take anywhere. So Raycon offers their wireless earbuds for everyone in a range of different fun colors, and I guarantee you, once again, at an unbeatable price. So go to buyraycon.com/brain to get 20% off your order. That's buyraycon.com/brain for 20% off Raycon wireless earbuds. If you've been eyeing a pair, now is the time to get an amazing deal. One more time, buyraycon.com/brain. And the ones that I love the most, people, are my Raycon wireless E50 earbuds. Probably my favorite feature about these, aside from the fact that they don't have wires, is just how easy they are to use. They're in this little case, this little charging case, and you want to use them, you pop them out and they connect via Bluetooth. It's amazing. I love it. She kind of reminds me of the people who make fun of fat people at gyms.
Yeah, and who cares, dude? Yeah. Who cares? Like if Nike wants to sell to a larger, like a bigger people audience, who cares?
Yeah,
like let them do it, dude.
I never got
what?
I never understood people making fun of fat people working out. Like so like sometimes there'll be fat people running around the block. There'll be people at the gym, and then like I always heard of this mysterious thing where they're afraid of getting made fun of, and I'm like, who makes fun of you? Like who's that fucking low?
Yeah.
Like I make fun of fat people just being normal people. Yeah. When they're eating food and just being like normal, walking around, I mean, that's everyday people shit. But when I see them working out, I'm like, oh shit, I don't see this fat joke anymore. What I see is somebody challenging themselves, and I got to give respect to that.
Straight up.
I understand too, because when I was younger too, when I was bigger, I think I don't think I was kind of self-conscious going to the gym. I mean, I did it anyways because I didn't, in my mental way, I'm just like, I'm not going to be a little puss. Just go to the fucking gym. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because, I don't know whether it's because societal pressure or whatever, but you sit there and you compare yourself to other people. Oh. And a lot of the times when you're bigger, number one, when you're a very, very large person, there's a lot of mental stuff that kind of gets you there to that point.
Definitely.
Self-esteem issues, whatever happened, your weird connection with food and just coping. And so to put yourself out there in public in a body that most people say is disgusting, in a place like a gym, even though I call it the hospital for the people who need it the most, it doesn't seem like that's the place where it is, right? Because even promotions for 24-hour fitness or whatever, it's these people who are super athletic. And so sometimes when people are, going through their personal shit, they look at this gym, they don't think that it's a place for them.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of these fitness programs, they say, do it in the comfort of your home. And a lot of larger people, I believe, specifically even me, prefer doing it at home. Well, not now, but when I was younger, I was very much like that. Like I didn't want to go to a gym because I didn't want to be judged. And sometimes too, when we put up these weights and it's not as much as other people, it makes you feel bad for some fucking reason. You're always comparing yourself to somebody else.
We're always cracking jokes, all the trainers at the gym. When Bart comes in and lifts, everyone's like, dude, I was gonna squat today, but I saw fucking Bart quad loading up like 8 plates.
That's
and we're like,
crazy.
yeah, fuck that. But it's also like gyms should take note. Like this is what they should be marketing to.
Yeah.
No more of like, but you want to relate to the people that you want the people that are going to work out anyway. But how am I going to get? That's what I think Planet Fitness does.
Yeah.
I think Crunch or the fitness gym that does like $10 a month. Like their whole thing is relating to people that are tired of like the quote unquote douchebag people in the gym.
Oh, that's Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness, yeah, and like their whole marketing brand is like catering to people that wouldn't normally have a gym membership. Yeah, and that's fucking genius because that's what you want. And at the end of the day, like I feel like for me too, before I started doing more like fitness and strength conditioning stuff, I would always have like in my head while I was like fighting a lot, I'd always see all these dudes that are like buff as shit and whatever. And it would make me feel self-conscious in a weird way. But I'd always be like, man, but they can't fight though, which is such like a bullshit thinking. You know what I mean? It's very like harmful. But no matter who you are, you always play those mental gymnastics with yourself where you could put someone else down where you feel self-conscious about.
And athletic clothing too, like I'm not sure how everybody else feels about it, but when athletic clothing, when you wear some athletic shit, it makes you feel like a fucking athlete.
You feel tight, dude.
I'm telling you, like if you're a big person and you want to feel good in the gym, I feel like half of that battle is just also wanting to look good too.
Yes.
And if there's like this clothing that does that for you, there's a reason why people fuck with Barbell. There's a reason why people fuck with Nike and Adidas. For some fucking reason, when you wear that Nike shirt, that Nike shorts, it makes you want to work out. It makes you about
It's
that
like your
fucking
armor.
life.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like it empowers you to fucking work out and shit.
Because imagine too, for somebody who's 400 pounds, right? They go into a Nike store and they literally can't wear a single fucking clothing in that whole store.
Yeah.
How defeating would that be?
Yep.
Right. And if they had something on them and they go, cool, like this actually makes me want to go out and do something, why the fuck not? I think it's not only genius, I think it's just dope. It's a really good thing to do for somebody.
That's exactly what they should be doing.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy because I have such a different association. I think I'm very like much in my own world because I never sized myself up with other people in the gym. I've done that like when I'm doing anything of skill and competition. So it's like I'm sizing myself up with someone sparring or whatever.
Yeah.
But I never had this feeling of intimidation. It's always been a playground because I'm there to play with my friends and check out girls. So like I'm like, oh, let's go to the gym. Like there's hot girls. And then like maybe we could talk to them. And then it's like, oh, let's go there and lift some stuff. So like I never really had this negative association. So it was difficult for me to empathize and understand because I remember I would invite people to Barbell and then they're like, nah, I'm intimidated. And I'm like, why? Everyone there's nice.
Yeah.
And then I would be like kind of hurt because I'm like, you don't want to go with me and play? Like it's almost like I'm inviting them to Chuck E. Cheese and they don't want to come with me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Like, what are you afraid of? Like, people there are really fucking nice.
Oh, for sure. When I some of my friends from Sacramento, they want to come out and they want to work out. I'm like, well, we can go to Barbell, right? And you can come with me, and then you could meet Bart. And these are like close friends.
Yeah.
And they go, nah, man, it's gonna be too crazy. I was like, it's a fucking gym. You work out however the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You know. And I always have to tell people and remind them that Barbell is probably one of the nicest fucking gyms I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah.
More so than 24-hour fitness, dude. 24-hour fitness have they have a lot of douchebags that go there.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't like guys
Those gyms are the worst,
peacocking.
dude. Those gyms are the fucking worst.
Like when guys are peacocking,
Yeah.
like I'm just like, man, like why are you putting on a show? Like just get out of here. I want to work out. Like
Yeah.
stop hogging the machine.
Dude,
and-
let me tell you this fucking story, man. I used to go to 24 Hour out in South Pasadena late at night. There's just not a lot of people there. So this one fucking guy, I'm not benching a lot. I just have like a 45 and a 25 on there.
Oh.
And the guy, as I'm benching and I put it down, the guy comes up and he just takes my 25 pound off my fucking
that's-
waist.
Dude, that
Wow.
happens
So-
all the time.
Yeah.
That's
And-
so fucking rude.
And I
dude.
get up and I just fucking snatch it out of his hand. I'm like, the fuck are you doing, man? And he goes like, well, you set it down. I was like, does it look like I'm fucking done with this? You know, and obviously people are looking around like he's a fucking dumbass and he's looking at me like I did something wrong. You know what I mean? And that's the
Yeah.
type of environment too that I think people get intimidated at gyms because of people like that.
Dude, what a fucking... That's a guy that's never been punched in the fucking head.
Exactly.
dude.
And
That
they
is
just don't
such
understand gym
bullshit.
etiquette.
Yeah.
That is the rudest... That is
Yeah.
so rude. Like, there's no other plates there.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, that
and by the way, if
bothers
I
me.
was this jacked guy, he would have never done that
Yeah,
either. So,
dude.
so
What
it's-
was he?
Huh?
What was
He's
he?
a white guy.
Yeah.
So like I'm like this
Different world, man.
If I was this jacked human being and I didn't look like this goofy Asian guy, I guarantee you he would have never done that
That's
shit.
the same fucking guy that was in the IKEA parking lot. You
Yeah.
know that story?
Yeah.
It's the same
It's the
fucking
same-
guy.
it's the same
It's
fucking guy.
fucking guy, dude.
You know, and it's just
Oh.
it's kind of odd when I look at that situation, and it does make sense why people get intimidated at gyms.
These guys are in a fucking bubble,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, and
They're
he had
in a
his little fucking Beats by Dre things on. He's
Dude.
living in his own
Which
world.
also is not that cool to work out with. That must be so hard to work out with.
Yeah, and in my mind too, like the only thing I'm thinking about is, you know, you may be buffer than me, but if I threw a 45 pound plate at your fucking teeth, your
Yeah.
muscles won't do shit. You know,
You're
and I'm
right.
just, you know, it's just enraging. And I'm just sitting there just like, what are you doing? And obviously other people at the gym were dogging him too. Like, what the fuck are you doing, guy?
Yeah.
So
You're
it's-
giving us a bad rap, asshole.
and I, as a grown up, I told on him.
You should have, dude.
Oh, yeah, I told one of the staff members about this jackass and they kicked him out that night because he
Dude,
was.
what a fucking dickhead, bro.
Yeah.
That is the rudest shit ever.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that? There was a story that was like a long time ago, but it was a kid was deadlifting and some dude, he
yeah.
was strapped in and some dude like shoved him. And you're like, oh, dude, you're a piece of shit.
He was
No,
screaming.
it
in
was
his
on
face.
video. There was
Yeah.
a kid that was deadlifting.
My man was pulling some weight,
and then
too.
he fucking hit him while he was deadlifting.
Yeah.
So while he was strapped in,
Yeah.
he had straps.
Oh, he put his foot on it and he slammed it to the
Oh,
floor.
that's
dude.
what it was.
Yo,
Yeah.
what a fucking prick,
Well,
dude.
I forgot. I think he was saying he was too loud or he was banging his plates
Yeah,
too
dude,
loud.
fuck off, bro.
Yeah.
That guy's never deadlifted in his life, probably.
He didn't even work at the gym.
Yeah.
He didn't even work. He wasn't even a staff
Such
member.
a self-righteous, crazy,
Same guy.
batshit
Because
guy,
in his
dude.
mind, he's fucking like, oh, this is gym etiquette.
Yeah.
But it's like, nah, dude, sometimes when you're lifting heavy weight and you're throwing some weight around, plates are going to slam against the floor. I'm sorry.
Because it's such an odd thing too. Even in my case, when that guy took the weight off, let's just say, for example, he thought that I was done with my set. You should have asked me.
Yeah, dude.
You could have came up to me, hey man, are you done? Like everybody else does in the gym.
Hey, dude, there are only 2 plates.
Yeah.
It's a 24-hour fitness. They'll have more plates elsewhere.
Exactly.
Figure
And
it
I
out.
guarantee you, he's the kind of guy that will sue you if you smack him
Oh,
afterwards.
for
Because he's like,
fucking
that was
sure.
so unwarranted.
Because he was trying to be a fucking asshole, dude.
Yeah. Or he's just like trying to punk me or something or whatever. And mind you too,
It's like passive aggressive weirdness. It's
Yeah.
such a bitch move.
That's
it's
white
like
people
either
shit.
fucking kill me or don't do it at all. That's
Yeah.
my philosophy.
and I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
dude.
like he.
That's so fucking...
I mean, this is how I feel too. I feel like he took the plate and he assumed that I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah,
you know.
that's the other fucked up
Yeah,
part.
and it makes me feel really small.
He thought he can get away with that.
Yeah, so you know, when I got up and I snatched it out of his hand, I bet you was like, "Oh shit, what's my next move?" It's like, well, your next move is either you're gonna fucking swing at me, or what's gonna
Guess
happen?
what? He's
Or
not
I'm
going
going
to
to tell on you.
Yeah, and I guess what I did, I fucking told on him and
Like
I got
an
his kicked
adult.
out.
Like a fucking
You're an adult now, David.
I know. I don't. Well, what's the point? You know, I'm not gonna. He was kind of buff. So, like, but the other thing was, it was causing a commotion because other people were giving him shit too. I was like, well, fuck. I called a staff member over and then I told him like, yo, this guy fucking just snatched the weight out of my barbell. You
Yeah.
know, and the guy got kicked out. But it's just the concept that somebody could do that to you for no fucking. What was the reason? And I think that's what gets me frustrated too. I can't figure out his logic. Like, why did you do that?
I think it's more like
He's in
ego
a
tripping.
bubble, dude. Yeah.
Ego tripping. I don't know. Like, this is what I always wonder too. Do white people bully each other this way? Because every culture bullies each other in different ways, right? Or do they feel like you know, like I think when it comes to bullying, they attack or treat people weird. Like they bully those that they think they could have one over.
Yeah.
And I feel like, man, bullying happens in Asian culture, but not like that.
Yeah. No.
It's very different, right? So it blindsides me. Like, what's going on here?
Now, mind you, I have been punked at a 24-hour too. It was the K-Town one. There's a K-Town one, and there's some fucking precarious people in there sometimes. I don't know now, but this is when I lived in K-Town back in the day. But the way the guy punked me was very thug-like, so I just respected his thugness. I was on a lat pull-down machine, and the guy was like, "Yo, that's my machine." I was like, "Damn straight it is."
Yeah, see that kind of bullying I understand.
Because it's like some thug shit, you know?
Yeah.
Man, fucking Bolo Young?
Yeah.
Fucking Chong Lee from
yeah.
Bloodsport?
Yeah.
He's a bully at the gym.
Oh,
but I
really?
respect it because he's
Yeah.
a maniac. Like, he'll come
Yeah.
up and he doesn't even say, "Can I have," you'll be working out and he'll go, "Huh." And I'm like, all right, I know what that means. I'm gone.
That's my shit.
I honestly would respect that more than someone taking a fucking plate off
just walking
It's
off.
passive aggressive. To
Yes.
me, it's
Yeah.
like bitch shit. If
Yeah.
he came up and then he was like, "Get off, it's my turn," I would have been like, "Yes, sir." But if he just pulls the weight off, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to fight? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
understand. Don't put me in this situation.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand this communication. Like, I don't know, man. It's weird.
It's just more like
very weird.
I feel like if we just boiled it down, is if you're not about that life, don't fucking act like
Don't.
it, right? Because that dude wasn't about that type of life. The other guy that punked me said,
Yeah.
"Yo, that's my machine." Pfft, he's about that life. I'm gonna get up and move. And obviously, even the people around us knew, "Yo, that's his machine. Don't fucking touch that shit," right?
It's like church bullying was worse than when I get bullied by white people. It's weird. Like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then so I'm like, okay, well, how do they deal with this and how do they battle it out? Because I'm so far removed from that culture. I want to understand because it's like a Jedi mind trick. It's
Yeah.
like, what's going on? I'm just fucking flabbergasted.
Yeah.
I'm like, what
dude.
the fuck?
Like it makes me.
You guys got to find a new gym.
Yeah, well, I don't go to that 24-hour anymore at all. So it's and also too just to put it in perspective. I mean, I'm there at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. There's a lot of weirdos at that time.
Yeah.
So when you're with the weirdo time, you're gonna meet a lot of weird people. Like I had this other fucking so Khalif and I used to work at 24-hour in the morning, and there was without fucking fail this roided out beach body buff guy, right, with his big fake titted girlfriend, and they would scream and fight every morning.
That's dope.
I kid you not. You could even when I have Khalif, I'll have him tell the story because he could explain it better. But it was to the point where they would do a workout, and without fail, Khalif is like, "Watch, they're gonna fight again." And they would do some shit like this. I mean, I'm not remembering it verbatim, but it would be something on some shit like, "I told you to fucking do it this way. Why are you doing it that way? I'm trying my best. What the fucking yell at me? Then just fucking do it that way." And then she starts crying, and he will come up and go, "Baby, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry." He starts kissing her. I'm like, dude, they definitely have crazy sex, or he beats her, or some shit.
That's how I train my clients. All my clients.
It was crazy though. But
The staff never said keep it down or anything.
I mean, this was in the morning, so it was pretty hectic and busy, But the guy would just scream at her, and then she cries, and he starts kissing her, apologizing. But it was the same.
What an uncomfortable ass space.
That's
man.
abuse.
That is abuse. That is abuse.
That's some abuse.
That's abuse.
So, just to wrap it back, I can understand why people are intimidated at gyms.
Yeah, for
Especially
sure.
commercial gyms.
yeah.
That's true because barbell is like a community.
Yeah.
Like everyone kind of knows each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of respect because people just go in and do their work.
I used to even be so nervous when I was like when I first signed up for 24 in my like early 20s, where I was 18.
How did you sign up?
I just went to the place and I signed up. And so this is before you could do it online and shit. So I signed up at the place and I went there, and I just remember I even got nervous to ask somebody how many sets they have left. Like I would just sit there and wait because I was such a nervous little bitch.
Damn.
Because I just felt uncomfortable in the gym, and I didn't want to ask them, "Hey man, how many sets do you have left?" I don't know why. I can't even put into words the reasoning behind that nervousness. I just know that in that space, I felt very uncomfortable, and it almost felt unwarranted for me to ask somebody to use the bench.
Yeah.
So I would sit there and I would wait instead of just. And later on too, after I got physically stronger, then for some reason I felt like
You had more of a right.
yeah, I had more of a right. And I would just
Yeah.
go, "How many sets do you have left?" And then it's like, "You could watch me put this shit up,"
This is why you hate lifting weights.
Probably,
Now we're
dude.
fucking figuring it out.
I hate lifting weights.
Every day I'm always telling this dude, you need to strength train. He's like, I have these pains here, I have these pains here.
I hate it, Nick. I hate it.
Yeah, but you have to learn to love it. I'm not gonna bully you, dude. No one at the gym that we're at Pasadena Strength
The
Conditioning.
last time we weight trained, I cried.
no one's gonna bully you, dude.
Hey, do you guys want this weight?
We're like, hey man, it's cool. Everyone's chill.
I don't
there.
even have that many bad associations, so I shouldn't be like dodging
the bully.
weightlifting.
Yeah.
No, like the first
Joe's
time,
taking weights out of people's shit.
no, that actually happened to me, and it was from a lady. Cause she was in the zone with the music and shit, and then like that pull down weight, the machine. I felt one being lighter, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I looked back, and then the lady had the weight in her hand, and she was walking away, and she's like fucking dancing, and she had music in her ears, and I was like, "This lady." So I had to tell her like, "Excuse me, like you just took that from my machine."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, "It's cool. You're just in the zone, like whatever." I took it back, and I'm like, "That bitch is crazy."
Yeah. Most people are just inconsiderate and they don't know like
She was just in the zone. Like, I don't know if she was on meth or whatever.
But in
like,
general though, like you know what you're doing, dude.
Yeah.
Like
I wish my guy was like that. He was just having the time of his fucking life.
Yeah.
But he took that fucking way, and I snatched it. I was like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "What?" I'm like,
Yeah. That's
"Oh, you did that on
Dude,
purpose."
I
you
started.
should have drop kicked him.
I started very unathletic. Like I was like weighing $120, like 120 pounds.
Yep.
When I first started, like I was with my other buddy. He was hella skinny too. He was a DJ, and his other friend just got him in because he's got a pretty good like body. Like he was like into that fucking like I want to be an actor model kind of guy, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm starting to work out now. Come on." And then he got me this like free pass at 24 Hour, and then I signed up. And I remember my first bench press, I had my top that I can do was 210 pounds at the end. That was it. That was like my max, and I could fucking press that like twice.
That was me in high school.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, dude, I need to get strong.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't doing much, so it just it kind of came hand in hand because I wasn't eating much, doing much, a lot of drugs and shit. So I would just work out, eat food, get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then like I started liking it because I started liking how this body felt actually being used. And it was always fun because like we go in groups, we work out, we have dinner, we hang out. Sometimes we work out, take a nap, work out again. Like that's all we did.
You saw the value in it.
Yeah, so I
that's
always
that's
had
all
a
it takes.
positive like feeling about doing that with my friends.
Yeah.
So I never had that much like weird interactions at the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did feel like I was like you know how you had the fat guy woes, right?
Yeah.
I felt the skinny guy woes. Like I was really skinny.
You and me both.
Yeah, I was like chicken leg, fucking straight up no chest. Like I was skeleton with skin.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself that, oh, Asians just can't get buff.
Yep.
And Asians can't build muscle. And we do have high metabolism, like generally. But
I'll disprove that theory right now.
but statistically, like
Let me show you my fucking childhood
we
pictures.
do have the opposite problem, which is building muscle mass and everything. But also like we just didn't see an example of fit Asian guys.
Yeah.
So I think that's super important is to see that it's possible, so you know that like all you got to do is like work out and then you can get there. Now it's not a question, but I grew up with the stereotype of, oh, Asians just can't get buff.
Yeah.
They're not like black people, like or white people. It's like, but that's how stupid is that to think that? Like now it's like, duh, everybody could get ripped. It doesn't matter what race you are.
Yeah. My mom used to tell me that when I was a kid.
Asians can't get ripped.
Well, like she would say,
Why work out, Nick?
yeah.
Why?
She's like, you little bitch anyway.
No. Mommy loves you.
Yeah. When I would step out of the house and I wouldn't wear a sweater, she's like, why are you stepping? Like, wear a sweater. You're going to catch a cold. You know, like white people or black people, they could do that, but you can't.
They
And I was
survived the
like-
plague.
I was like, what?
Your mom's logic is so fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but
That's so
then in my
funny.
head, like growing up, like that became a part of like my narrative, like how I saw the outside world. But like you said, going back to what you were saying about how anybody can build muscle, anyone can lose weight, whatever. It just takes like that first couple steps, and that's the
Yeah.
hardest part.
Yep.
You know, and you just need to stick with it because people want instant results. Like I get so many clients that are asking for, oh, I want to lose this weight in X amount of days.
Yeah,
and I have to
good
tell
luck.
them, I have to frame the process with them that it doesn't happen that quick, and I explain to them why it doesn't happen that way, and eventually they're like, oh, okay, because there's so much bullshit in the fitness world, which is probably another barrier why.
Yeah, I mean, if
people
it took
don't-
you 5 years to become obese, what makes you think in 1 month you're gonna wipe that all away?
And most people don't want to hear the truth about it because they want everything's about instantaneous results.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that we have now is about instant results.
Fit T.
Even like for example, Amazon shit, right? a majority of the stuff that I feel that people buy from Amazon specifically, well, let's just talk about me. Let's just not say majority of people. A lot of the stuff that I buy from Amazon, if I plan it out right, I don't need it the day after.
Yep.
So if I see that I'm low on Tide Pods and detergent, I could probably order that 6-7 days ahead. But we're so used to having instantaneous things. I like the fact that I could get my stuff the very next day when a lot of it has to do with planning.
Yep.
And we're just not used to that. We're very used to instant gratification.
Yep.
Instagram is built that way. Twitter's built that way.
I want that burger right now.
Yeah, that's another reason why I found out that I was gaining so much weight, because a lot of the food that I have, if you look at it, I shouldn't have it whenever I want. It doesn't make sense. You know, prior to everything being, you know, mass produced and stuff, if I wanted to eat something, let's just say I wanted to eat a fucking, I don't know, a steak, even a steak, right? I would have to raise this cow. I would have to butcher it, split it up, and eat it, right? But now we have it so accessible whenever we want. I could have ribeye 4 times a fucking day like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And just typically, if you kind of put it within that framework, it kind of makes sense. It's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't eat a hamburger 4 times, because if I had to create this burger from scratch, would I eat this hamburger 4 times?
Yep.
Most likely when you're starving, you're going to cook something the simplest and the fastest way possible.
Oatmeal.
Yeah. Oatmeal. You'll get a veggie, you'll get a meat, you'll stir fry that shit or something,
That's
cook
it.
it up, and it's right in.
That's all we eat at the Dunn house. It's like, because I'm gonna blanch some fucking kale like we do at Din Tai Fung. By the way, I saw you made that, and I started making it too. Fucking
Delicious,
so good.
right?
So fire. But then it's like a steak, maybe some sweet potato mash, and that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of rice, and that's it. And I'm full for a really long time. I don't need to eat anything else. And you have good protein. You have
Because
good
we
fiber
also
in there.
don't look at food like an energy source anymore. Now it's just more for entertainment. It goes, every meal that I need to have, it needs to be different. It can't be the same from yesterday's meal. It has to be something fresh. And and it's just that concept. So growing up too, I remember my mom would just make a big pot of soup, and then we would have that maybe for 3-4 days.
We'd have leftovers.
Isn't it crazy?
Sweet.
Like our grandparents were starving, and we don't even know what that's like.
We're in abundance.
And
Humans are amazing, dude. In a very short period of time, we went from like nothing to abundance.
Yeah.
And having an obesity epidemic, you know?
Well, in America, while there's other places in the world that's hungry as fuck.
Definitely.
It's crazy, man. I don't know. It just blows my mind when I think about the whole world in general, because we can get food to these places. We can literally solve world hunger right now. There's enough food that's being produced that everybody can eat.
Like plentifully.
The hard part is the logistics. And there's no profit in that.
Yeah.
So people don't care.
Exactly.
It's just fucked up. But I mean, going back to the whole fitness thing, right? I know like when you did Funny Fat Fit, you motivated a lot of people just by you challenging yourself.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of shit out there that make people feel like shit.
Yeah.
Because you'll see these guys that are like, I lost weight in 2 months. And then they all of a sudden got a 6-pack. Motherfucker, you took steroids.
Straight up, bro.
You took
Oh my
steroids.
God.
You fucking starved yourself. You sat in the gym for 4 hours a day, and you're already an influencer, so you have all this fucking money, but people are working like regular jobs, and if they're like full-time students or whatever, they don't really have the same time as this influencer who's like kind of chub or whatever, and all of a sudden they got a 6-pack, and it's like, no, you can do it too. Take my fucking program.
And nobody's talking about it that much.
No,
And-
dude,
and
that's the most fucked up shit.
a
I
lot of
think.
these programs that are out there being sold, they're all based on people that have steroids in their system already.
Yeah.
And a lot of the programs that are out there, they have so much frequency, so much volume that a normal person will not have the time to do it.
It's a program that you're supposed to take with steroids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's a prerequisite. And that message isn't being shared enough.
Yep.
Like
It
a
is
lot
weird
of your
too.
favorite like Instagram people that are like making so much money off of this shit.
Yep.
And they're putting out just bad programming everywhere you see. And there's enough good
And it makes people
out
feel
there.
like shit because they're like, man, I followed this program to the T,
Yeah.
and they fucking got a 6-pack in 2 months, but it's taken me 1 year. I
Yeah.
fucking suck.
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not following the right people that are giving this the right message that's necessary.
My favorite thing that I think I started implementing was putting it within the framework that works for me.
Yeah.
Right. So people still don't understand what I mean by walking every day. Right.
Oh, dude.
That's something that everybody can do, and you can make time for it.
It's a good start.
And can I also say about the walking is that is like designed for bodybuilders at the highest level. Like taking 10-minute walks is so important for like athletes across the board, people trying to build muscle, trying to lose weight. That is something that is necessary. Like to get lean all the top strength coaches, fitness experts that are actually legit, they recommend that for everybody.
Just walking 10 minutes every day?
Dude, that's it. That helps on top of obviously your physical activity and your eating clean and all those things. But like that is so important for people to do that nobody kind of understands that.
You're right, because we walk a fuck ton in Japan.
Yeah.
And there's so much food.
Yeah.
But you don't see obesity there.
Yeah.
And I actually ate more out there than I did here. But I walked for like 5-10 hours every fucking day.
Yeah.
And I actually lost weight.
Exactly. Because here's the thing.
Crazy.
People don't talk about this enough unless you're listening to the right fitness people. But like for you, how were you able to lose all that weight was, I'm sure those walks for you guys were like very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Right. It was a time for you to kind of unwind where you can get out of the sympathetic nervous system state where you're just always stress. And you're able to kind of unwind and bring yourself down. There's no way you're going to be able to lose weight in an efficient way if you're always in this sympathetic, this stressed out state.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so you need that. That's why like I have a couple clients that are having trouble losing some weight. And I'm like, how's your sleep? And they're like, it's shit.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to lose weight. I'm sorry. Like you need to get that down. You need to implement some sort of practice where you can kind of bring yourself down in this state where you're unstressed, you're not taking any like too much stimulus, and you can able to relax, because that will help you build muscle, lose weight. And that's for everybody.
People
across
have
the
to
board.
wrap their head around this too. It's just, being motivated momentarily is the easiest part. It's just how are you going to do that for the rest of your life? So when you implement a lot of the stuff that you're going to do, like I floated now from like 215 to like 205. Right. That's where I generally stay, depending if I do like a Send Foods binge and then I gain weight because of all the food that I'm eating. But it's not hard for me to manage. And Mariel and I were having a conversation the other day where I kind of told her, where I think we probably even talked about on the podcast, where people think that your body is very fucking intelligent.
Yeah.
The fact that the human body can even balloon up to 900 pounds and still survive, right? And then you can go down to even people who suffer from, anorexia.
Yeah.
They have like zero nutrients in their body and they still survive. The human body is fucking amazing. So I think it's very adaptive. It is smart. It knows what it wants.
Exactly.
It fucking knows what it wants. Like after I do on a Send Foods binge, when I come back, I'm not sitting here thinking to myself, I want to eat a burger, I want pasta, because I just had all that stuff. I sit home and for some reason I crave raw vegetables. I crave all this other stuff, and my appetite shrinks down because I just don't need it.
The body's adaptive, dude. So whatever stress you put on the body will adapt no matter what. So people have to think about that when they're trying to do their weight loss or their fitness, and especially just eating right in general.
It's the whole thing of too, just it's all these like meme sayings too, like trust the process and kind of enjoy what you're doing every day.
It's the journey.
My friends, one of my friends, he's struggling with his weight, and I told him about the walking thing. He goes, nah, I can't do that. But I'm telling him, I'm like, bro, you're 300 something pounds.
You're gonna have to, dude.
And you're fucking running on a track. I was like, what happened, dude? He goes, I blew out my knee. Of course you did. Of course you blew out your fucking knee,
That's
dude.
too much weight on the knee.
Yeah, and I was like, you weren't.
You gotta walk before you run, man.
Most people can't run, dude.
Yeah.
Most people can't run right. If you don't have if you never had like a formal running coach, like apparently there's a statistic of saying that like every time you run, every step you take, that's 7 times your body weight coming down.
Yeah, I agree.
Step.
I have no kneecaps because of it.
Exactly.
And we're not running because of our shoes fucked us over. Like we're not running correctly. Like
Exactly.
We're not supposed to have shoes.
Running
we're supposed to
technique-
be running barefoot.
You should have your running technique analyzed if you could do that, and that then you could start maybe running. But dude, there's for bigger clients, like you need to have something like a rower.
And by
or
the
a
way, for
bike
this
or
guy
something.
too. And bro, I know you're listening to this fucking shit guy. I told you this last time, and you blew out your fucking knee. And number one, you never played any sports with us ever growing up.
Yeah.
So what the fuck were you thinking, right? And for him, he goes, nah, that's too boring for me. Well, that's your problem because you always want instant results. And I've told him multiple times now, I'm not beating it over his fucking head, but he's just a very, very stubborn guy, and he wants to do things the way he does it. And it just never works out. And the shit, it doesn't work out. We just talked about this last week where I keep telling him, it's the process that you have to trust, right? And what you do is you get this little bit of success and you go, God, I got it down.
Figured it out.
What a positive motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then, when he reaches a little bit of adversity in his weight loss thing, he goes, I'm done. What's the whole point?
Yeah.
And the reason why is because number one, you didn't trust the
battling a
process,
lot.
and you just want instantaneous results. When I was first doing those walks that first month, I lost maybe a pound. And I was walking like 3-4 miles a fucking day. And I just had to say, cool, that's 1 pound that I didn't have before. I'll take it. The next month, I don't know what happened. Maybe
Wait, a pound in 3-4 days?
no, I lost a pound in a month.
Oh, I was like, that's insane.
Yeah, I lost maybe 1 or 2 pounds, and it was obviously because I just said I'm not going to worry about the food part yet. I'll work on that on the second phase. So
One at a time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in the first month when I was doing the walks, I lost maybe 1 or 2 pounds or something like that. It was very nominal. I can't remember what that number is, but it wasn't above 2 pounds. And within that month, though, I was reading about diets, what food does to you, and then I started implementing the diet part on the second month. And then while I was doing these walks, the walks increased in length, time. They almost got addictive. And then on top of that, I started eating a little bit better. And then the second month, 15 pounds disappeared. I wasn't starving myself. I just made these minor changes. But
Yeah.
You set yourself up.
But I
Yeah.
always say that, people have to be mentally prepared before they do the thing. The easiest part is actually doing the thing. But what happens when you feel adversity, when you feel discomfort? That's the real habit building part, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what do you do? How do you react to that?
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to deal with it because it's hard. Like it's not because they're weak. It's just they haven't built the habits yet to overcome it.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing is they haven't been rewarded yet.
Yeah.
So like they can't trust the process because every time they're in the middle of the process, they give up. So they haven't went through the process ever. So they don't know what it's like on the other side.
Yeah.
Once you've done it once you've lost weight once, you can do it. Now it's all about getting in the gym and sticking to your routine.
Having that discipline.
I think
Yeah.
for my friend too, and mind you, like I said, I've had this conversation with before, and I'm being harsh on him because we've been friends for fucking years, but I would never say this is somebody I didn't know. But we talked about his issues with personal responsibility.
Yeah.
There's always a reason for something. And this is not just something that's representative in how he eats food. It's how he's been behaving throughout life. Every time something bad happened to him, it was because of this. It was never because
I fucked up.
Yeah,
it was
I
my
made
fault.
the choice. So for him too, he goes, "Yep, nobody wants. I'm just gonna stay fat. I hurt my knee. And I told him,
It's a sign. They say that, yeah.
You need to take the responsibility that you're 300 and something pounds, and you decide to try to run a fucking mile, right, on concrete."
Yeah.
Well, David Goggins did it.
Yeah. David Goggins is a maniac, and he also has no kneecaps.
And he's a Navy SEAL. So.
Yeah, so that's a very unique person because even
Yeah.
when I took the David Goggins advice, I took 1% of what he said.
Exactly.
I knew I wasn't going to do what he did.
You have to scale it.
Yeah.
You have to scale certain things. You have to, and it's really important. That's the whole thing about like the fitness industry. Going back to the top, you hear everyone's like, "Oh, you want to lose weight? Bunch of cardio. That's going to be great." So what does this person do? Oh, I got to run. Everyone, if you want to lose weight, you just got to run.
Yeah.
And that's not how it's supposed to be. You have to scale it to you, but it's not necessarily his fault just because he didn't know that's the thing
and,
too. But it's a product of misinformation.
Same advice too, and I think he's working with it now. And he's going to start trying these walks out. And I have to check up on him every now and then to give him like words of affirmation and help him out.
At the end of the day, just make it fun.
Yeah,
I
make
think
it fun for you.
It shouldn't ever be like,
And that's-
like a chore. I gotta clean my room. It should be more like, oh yeah, I get to have fun today.
And
Like the gratitude part is very important.
Yeah.
That's another reason why it's another barrier for the fitness industry.
Yeah.
To get into fitness or into working out, it's things like that. I do something, I'm ready to do it. I do it, and then you blow your knee out. You injure yourself.
Yeah, it's too much motivation.
Yeah.
because you're just trying to. And then it's kind of a high. Like when you're first getting a runner's high or whatever, you feel powerful. You're like lifting. You feel great, and then you just want to keep going and going and going. And it's like you got to know your limits.
Yeah.
I think we all been there, right?
Definitely.
Like, it's all about the balance.
We've all overdone it before.
It's the right framework because when I would try to weight train with Bart, he would always tell me stop going so fucking ham, but I would fucking go ham.
Like, fuck
son.
you, Bart. I'm gonna squat as
and
much
the
as
next
you.
day I would be sore for 3 months.
And it's you traumatize
I
yourself.
traumatized myself.
Yeah.
So guess what? You don't strength train.
anymore.
Strength train.
But
dude.
anyways, what are some wrapping up thoughts that we can do?
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Damn, that was crazy. Yeah. I mean, just to go back to it, and the reason why we bring up all this stuff too, and I'm talking about my buddy now, which by the way, good job, man. You're going at it. This is why that fitness stuff makes sense for a bigger crowd.
Yeah.
These are the people that are going through it every day. He's going through it. I went through it, and why not allow them to wear stuff or create products for them to feel good about themselves? That's the first step, anyways.
That's not.
I'm thankful for Nike to doing
Yeah.
this because I think it's going to help people feel like included. And for me, at least, I feel like everybody should go to the gym.
Yeah.
Old, young, everyone.
Everybody needs
It's
to
so
train.
great for mental health and just everything.
Everybody. There's no reason for no one to train.
Yeah,
And I want everyone to have a nice ass.
Yeah. Joe's got a great one.
Yep,
Well,
thank you.
Well, guys, shout out to my homie. I know I'm giving you a little shit, but very proud of you, dude. Keep going at it. I love you very much. I only give you shit because that's the way you communicate and that's how you process information, you son of a bitch.
Stubborn mules. I
Yeah.
know those types.
He likes it, so I'm gonna give it to him that way. Anyways, guys, that wraps up this episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. Thank you guys for joining in. You can find us on every single audio platform. Make sure that you share all this shit with all your friends, and then on top of that, give us that 5-star on iTunes. Nick, where can they find you again?
You can find me at nicktheear.com, Nick the Ear on Instagram, and Nick the Ear on YouTube.
He is certified in everything. What's that? CS.
Go train with Nick.
CSCS, baby. Come
Yeah.
get your strength conditioning on. Come
Hell
work
yeah.
out with me.
Toodaloo, mother asses.
Peace.
Mother asses.